Hello, this is Antonia Montoya,
And I'm Becky.
and we are with the Thriving Through Sobriety e-course. Today we're going to talk about this really cool comic and kind of a way of life that's opened up for me because of it. Oh my gosh, my life has changed a little bit from a comic.
That's profound.
That's a good comic. Anyways, it's done by this illustrator. Her name is Yao Zhao, and I'll just show, you won't be able to read it, but I'll just show you what it looks like a little bit on the camera. So you can I'll put a link in the description so you can actually check out the actual comic. But let me just tell you a little bit about what it is. Basically, it's saying thank you instead of sorry. And this isn't for those giant things that we really need to apologize for. This is like the day-to-day habit that a lot of us have for just saying sorry all the time. A lot of times when we don't even mean it, we're just saying sorry for anything that happens.
Like when we run into tables that haven't moved.
Right. You apologize to the table.
Yes.
Totally. So that's a perfect example. And one of the simple examples she uses in the comic is there's one where she says, sorry, I'm not making a lot of sense. And then instead of that is, thank you for understanding me. I love that. And I actually have a story. This has been hard for me to do because I've found that I say sorry a lot as a total reflex. And what's cool about this is that it makes you be more conscious. Like, am I really sorry or am I not? So it kind of breaks that pattern of just automatically saying sorry. But anyways, my one example I'd like to share is I was in line at a store and it was a long line and I had a return and it was taking forever and I had this like shame stance where I was like hiding, kind of like trying to shrink away. And anyways, as I was in this weird posture, I remembered this comic and I was like, oh yeah. So at the end of my transaction, I turned to the guy behind me who was perfect. He wasn't doing any of those behaviors like rolling his eyes or making it obvious that it was taking a while. He was just calmly waiting. So I stood up tall and turned to him and made eye contact. And I was like, thank you so much for your patience. And I walked out of there like tingling. I was so energized. I was like, wow, this is huge. And because normally I would have just like shrank away and like said sorry as I was like running away at the end of my transaction. And instead I felt proud and I felt good about myself. And I didn't do anything wrong, you know?
You existed.
I was just existing. I was just returning something that I had every right to return. And so, anyways, it's really helped me break this pattern.
Right.
The only other thing I wanted to mention is that sometimes it's helpful, and happy to have a little buddy system in place. My mom has been she's helping me to do this and hold me accountable because she's doing this as well. And the other day I was on the phone at her house and I started to say I was sorry to someone on the phone and my mom interjected and said, thank you. And it really helped me to realize like, oh yeah, I'm in it, you know, not realizing it. I'm saying sorry. And really it was a lot of gratitude more so than, being sorry.
I think our verbiage is so important. And when we really express what we mean, so when we really express gratitude instead of I'm sorry, it really puts us in the right frame of mind. And when we're in the right frame of mind, we're making better choices, which kind of links back to another video. It also helps us make better choices, and it also helps us start to make better decisions. And our verbiage just kind of sets us up for everything. And our verbiage is kind of just so crucial. And that just keeps coming up over and over and over. It comes up a couple times in the e-course too, but I think that plays a part of this. And when we're expressing gratitude for things instead of the shameful, I'm sorry, well, there's nothing to be sorry for. We're just existing, and we're just doing what we're supposed to be doing, which doesn't mean that sometimes we're not supposed to be saying we're sorry. Sometimes we're really actually sorry. We're not supposed to be letting our egos get so big that there aren't times we're supposed to humble ourselves and say, no, we messed up. Let me take responsibility for that and let me fix it. But a lot of times we're just doing what we're supposed to do, and let's find the gratitude and the okayness in that. So
that's so important. And I also think that in sobriety, or maybe not even in sobriety, but in drug and alcohol addiction, or any sort of addiction, actually, there's a lot of shame there.
Right.
And a lot of times we can carry the weight of just like being sorry, even for like there might be things we should be sorry for that we truly are sorry for, but there's also just this like
unworthiness.
A what?
Unworthiness.
Yes, and like a way of being in the world of being just sorry all the time, and it's a weight, and it's something that actually is detrimental to sobriety.
Yes.
So this is just like for those little tiny things on a day-to-day basis, just being more aware of, are we really sorry? Or can we, and maybe we are, and we can express some gratitude as well.
Exactly.
All right, well, hope you'll join us in the e-course, thrivingthroughsobriety.com.
See you there.